meet with you and discuss the topical issues, the Russia-India ties, which, as you all know, have a legacy to them. And more often than not, unfortunately, get misinterpreted. I would outline very briefly the basic ideas, the principles that lie at the basis of our relations, which I truly believe are not simple slogans, but very real basic ideas. Such principles like the equality of the relationship, mutual trust, the mutual benefit, the true understanding of each other, and very importantly also the non-interference in domestic relations with each other. You know, Russia may not like something that happens in India. India, I suspect, may not like many things that happen in Russia, but we do not teach ourselves and do not seminar each other on those dislikes. And this principle have been very consistent in our relations, like the other that I mentioned. We have never had any political problems in between us, never tried to compare each other with other countries, never advocated a zero-sum game in international relations, never displayed dislike to each other that the partner develops and deepens the relations with other countries. It goes without saying. It becomes natural, and it should be so. Noteworthy, Russia, and I would like to recall that we have established diplomatic relations between us in April 1947. The independence was declared in August, but the relations we had established in April. And this is also indicative of the special character and very, very special legacy of our relations. But even before that, Russia, Soviet Union at that time, very strongly supported the Indian independence movement. And later on, we developed a very close and diversified partnership supporting the industrialization of this country, large-scale capacity building in defense and energy, nuclear power, agriculture, education, science. One of the first Indian institutes of technology in Mumbai was launched and established with us together. And ultimately, we have reached the current multi-dimensional, special and privileged. This is the official formula. I name the special and privileged strategic future between us. At present, we continue to diversify and develop the relations in all of these areas. We very actively participate in various groundbreaking defense deals, and particularly in the programs that the Indian government has launched and has as a priority for itself. The Make in India program, Make in India, Make for the World, the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, not only in defense but in other areas as well. You may know that we have a very successful joint BrahMos joint project, which was launched way back in 1991. Consensus-based group, but it should focus on economic and financial matters. But since the last year, it was decided by some members of the group to discuss political issues within the G20. Something that we do not accept, something that we oppose, and something that the majority of the G20 members agree with. But again, if there is a consensus to discuss political issues, the majority is okay with that. Some are not. Russia is not okay with that. And if we have a consensus, it should be the consensus to the end. If there is no consensus on something, then the items without the consensus should be removed, taking into account that political issues had never been discussed in G20. So we will, I'm sure, discuss this and other topics later on have been in focus for Russia, for Ukraine, for the world. We will, I'm open for a very candid discussion. I will only say that despite the assertions from the other side, it is Russia that is open to peace. Ukraine consistently being has consistently went on record saying that they do not want negotiations. The West continues to supply weapons to Ukraine. Last year in March, we had agreed. We agreed with Ukraine on the broad peace formula, which, as was revealed later on, was surveilled by the US and other Ukrainian supporters intentionally. And so all the claims and accusations against Russia, and claims that it doesn't want to end the conflict, do not have any basis for them. The so-called Copenhagen format that Ukraine has launched recently is something that we do not see as a basis for finding a solution, since in that format the so-called 10 formula of Zelensky is being discussed. And this formula has nothing in it but a set of ultimatums towards Russia. Topical and interesting issues you've raised on the papers. You know that the U.S. doesn't want Russia to use the USD in transactions with foreign countries. Well, this is the tool they have in possession, and I think ultimately will suffer from such indiscriminate use of this unique opportunity that they still enjoy. But speaking about our bilateral relations with India, we have established, and that we had done before the Ukrainian crisis. We have an established mechanism of the rupee-ruble trade and transactions. So the mechanism does exist and is very much workable, but it doesn't work properly. Why? Because the Indian financial communities, the Indian banks are reluctant to use it, fearing the secondary sanctions or some kind of consequences if they start doing business with Russian banks. Potential, hypothetical. Hope it will never happen. But hypothetically, some kind of large-scale conflict happens in between India and China, what position Russia will take. I would put it like that our relations with India, as our relations with China, are very wholesome, so to say. We will never sacrifice our relations in case of any unfortunate developments in the world. We will never sacrifice our relations with India. And this I would like to particularly stress, be it from any kind of developments. And it also includes relates to our relations with Pakistan and Indian-Pakistani relations. We do not develop our relations with any country at the expense of other. Follow some the simplistic line of the Russia unprovoked aggression in Ukraine. If somebody and many continue to say so, it only reveals the simplistic nature of such people and the lack of understanding the complexity. I have said many times, what do you think? Somebody got mad in Russia and decided before going to sleep, okay, let's do this tomorrow. Nonsense after nonsense. This was a very thorough, a very thought out, a very unfortunate, but unavoidable decision of our leadership.